While I'd like to tell you that I can predict the future, I can't. So, when things like global conflict, pandemics, natural disasters, or labor shortages occur, it can be difficult to predict today what's going to happen tomorrow, let alone next year. So, if you're a shipper wondering how world events will impact your supply chain going forward, stick around. Welcome back to another episode of Beyond the Road. Today, let's pass it over to Carl for some information on what you should expect when something out of your control, like a global event, occurs.
Hi, I'm Carl with Anderson Trucking Service. I've been with ATS for a little over 14 years, and in my current role as a sales and service manager within our ATS International Division. Today, I want to talk to you about what happens to your freight in your supply chain when disruptions happen. Your current supply chain could be working like a well-oiled machine, but in a matter of minutes, days, or weeks, it could be crippled due to numerous factors, which could include natural disasters, global conflicts, pandemics, or even labor strikes. So what happens to your freight when these disruptions present themselves? First off, your vessel might get rolled to the next available sailing, or the ocean booking might get canceled altogether, either due to vessel being over capacity or a vessel carrier suspending a specific trade route. Let's say, for instance, your cargo is stowed onto the vessel and the vessel has discharged its port of export. Now, a global conflict might impose itself while that vessel carrier is in transit. A couple different things happen during this time. The trade route might take longer as a vessel carrier has to go around certain areas, and or your cargo might get discharged to a totally different port than originally planned due to unforeseen circumstances. So your cargo has been rerouted and it has been discharged to a port originally not planned. So now what? This region and or country might be dealing with a pandemic or a global conflict, and you have to get your cargo to its final destination. Now you might be dealing with equipment shortages, driver shortages, and possible risk reaching its final destination. During normal working conditions, a port and terminal usually can process a vessel within 2 to 3 calendar days. Throw in a global conflict, pandemic, or labor shortages, it could take weeks before they're able to process that vessel. So now let's talk about some facts in regards to some variables that can impact your supply chain that really has been affecting global transportation as a whole for the last couple of years. Port of Los Angeles and the Port of Long Beach has an estimated 15,000 ILA members working at the port. You throw in a pandemic which cripples your labor force, and now you have unforeseen congestion at one of North America's largest ports. These two ports contribute to 40% of all imports and 30% of all exports out of the US. During the Suez Canal blockage in 2021, it was estimated that over $9 billion worth of goods were sitting on backlogged vessels waiting to pass through the canal during the obstruction. The global transportation service industry equates to almost $9 trillion of business each year, and that number continues to grow. With so many variables that are associated with the transportation industry, you throw in a disruption like a global conflict or a natural disaster, it has adverse effects on your supply chain and global supply chains in general. It's good for you to understand how these variables affect your specific supply chain.
No matter how much we plan or prepare, sometimes things happen that are out of our control. That said, here at ATS, we're interested in helping you become the best shipper that you can possibly be by giving you timely updates and information when events like this do happen. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and head over to the atsinc.com website to sign up for our newsletter.